I can't believe it's that time of year already, but I kind of am looking forward to every time I hear that ad that Joe did for Light Up Ocala. I've always liked Light Up Ocala. Last year we didn't get to go because we went to New York.
Yeah.
And I don't regret that. That was fun, too.
No, I was looking forward to that.
That was fun, too. There was so many police out there with weapons. Oh my gosh!
And
when
dogs,
I was a kid at that parade, you went to there, right, Bishop? Bishop John Jackson is with us, and we're going to talk to Bishop Jackson. Oh, you want the camera on, right? I forgot you love the camera. Hold on, let me turn the camera on. There you are. He said he didn't like it last time we did it, so let me make sure you can't see it, so you're not so. Oh, you're right in the middle there. Oh, how am I going to fix that?
I'm good.
Let me do something.
Now that I know.
73 degrees right now. 88 is the expected high. 69 the low tonight. Look for cool temperatures pretty much all weekend long. How about that? 77 is the high on Sunday with sunny skies. So not bad. And then the rest of the week, really not getting much past the 85 if the weatherman is right. I will blame him if it's wrong. Okay, let me get to this back to here. All right, now, good morning, Bishop Jackson. Long time no see.
Yes, good morning, sir. How are you?
I'm good. You are always busy.
Yes.
I think last time we spoke to you was with the angel tree, right?
That is correct.
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah. It's an amazing thing. Usually there's a theme, I guess, with each person. I think through our lives you see themes, and that seems to be your theme, giving back.
Yeah.
How did that start for you?
Well, being an inner city youth, native New Yorker, of course, and growing up and watching so many things happen to so many people, it's kind of funny. I think that your destiny finds you more so than you find your destiny, because you have varying desires and beliefs based on your exposure to certain things, and then all of a sudden you fall into something. Even like with prison ministry, it was not something I would have ever did on purpose. And
are you still doing that?
Yes, indeed, doing that considerably. And it stemmed back from a time when I was a teen playing handball in New York City, and inmate was coming out of Rikers Island and different ones. And I don't know, I took a liking to this guy. He took a liking to me. I was very happy that he did. A very large individual and very potentially dangerous individual.
Was he in jail for a dangerous crime?
Well, he was in Rikers Island, so he was.
That usually tells everything, right?
That's right. Okay. So, and I always saw him fighting, and he was always fighting, and I had no idea I was 1/4 of his size, and I decided that I would talk to him. But he took a liking to me. He wanted to be on my team. We would play double. We would play doubles together. He wanted to be my partner in handball. So, needless to say,
but I
couldn't resist that opportunity because I didn't think I had a choice, really. But because he liked to win and he liked my style of play. But long story made short about that, I helped him go and get his GED. I saw something in him, and here I'm a teenager. But at the time, I think I was in middle school.
That's amazing.
Wow.
As a teenager, you helped an adult get a GED.
And I talked to him and what have you, and got him to believe in himself, and tears began to stream down his face, and we're talking, and he was like, nobody's ever talked to me the way that you're talking to me.
You were born to do that.
And so I, and it didn't even faze me then. Years went by, and then became an adult, and next thing I know, I was visiting more and more prisons and what have you, and at one time, I think I've done over 10 years in the Angel Tree program. Overall, I relinquished the position not too long ago to someone else because I just had too many things on my plate, and I wanted to concentrate on being an in-prison mentor and working on trying to reduce recidivism in the area, dealing with individuals also that are coming out, so that the re-entry is my big thing now for that side of that, working inside and outside. And so, that's where we are as far as that is concerned now. And I enjoy it.
That does show a theme for sure, especially when you go back to your middle school years. That is absolutely a theme. When did you get with the Lions Club? How long have you been with the Lions Club?
Lions Club overall, I think I started Lions Club, I believe it was, 2011 or 2012 as a member. And again, I like being part of varying organizations, as I've been with the Chamber, as an ambassador of the Chamber and so on. Just community-oriented type of things. And I didn't, have any expectations per se. Because lions, we serve, roar, So I just enjoyed the whole
you
roar
guys are
part of it,
great.
I'm like, I
roar
want to sing
part.
the song, and we just get together and we have a great time, and dealing with things like diabetes testing and dealing with people's vision testing, which they've been mostly known for. And I had a brief stint that I was out of Lionism for a while, was over in the Virgin Islands for my father-in-law's funeral on last year, and I didn't know that he was a lion. And the lions came in the funeral dressed in their blazers and so on. And I perked up and I was like, hey, I'm a lion. And then it's like, this is great. A worldwide organization.
Isn't that something?
And they showed the unity. And I said, I got to run back to get back to Florida and get back in my lions outfit. So I was already involved in certain things in the area of disaster relief and crisis response. And a position came available for the district disaster relief and recovery for the area, and the present district governor, Mr. Bobby Wright, appointed me to the position.
And how
Here
long
I
ago
am.
did that happen?
Actually, that particular position happened to me, I would say that was either June of this year.
Isn't that something?
Congratulations.
Wow. So you were set up to help out now, because that's why you're here today, to talk
that?
about helping the people up in the Panhandle.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we're very excited about that.
Isn't it? I don't know. It's interesting to think that we go through news like, I don't know, like anything that's disposable. We forget about it a week later.
Yes.
This is one of those things that we can't. They can't. We can't, for their sake, forget about this. We let quickly. We have to keep doing this. This is going to be a while. They're going to need help, not just them, but up in the Carolinas and Puerto Rico. The last few storms have really done some harm that will take probably at least a year for people to get back on their feet.
Well, I'll tell you, Larry, a very valid point. It's some things no longer are newsworthy in some cases, which shows the desensitization of our society.
I know.
And I get the whole, business aspect of things, and I understand that totally. However, there is still things going on in Puerto Rico. We had some of our affiliates that had, from my other organization, which is part of our ministry here in Ocala, went to Puerto Rico and had boots on the ground there for quite a period of time, and the devastation was amazing. And still, people are going back and forth dealing with the Puerto Rico situation, as also what happened in the Virgin Islands, and of course, various areas of Florida. I think that even with, and I go all the way back to 9/11, I was out there on my way to the city when that happened.
Is that right?
And I was in Jamaica, Queens, getting ready to board the trains.
Oh my gosh!
And so, you could see things into the city from that area.
Sure.
And, I was devastated. I was like, I just come out of a meeting and I'm like, what's going on? What's going on? And then I looked in one of the bodegas that was there, our little stores we have, and I saw a little TV set there that was in there. And I'm looking and going, wow, it's a movie playing. Because I'm looking at the World Trade Center.
You thought it was a movie.
And I'm
Yeah.
like, what's going on? I said, oh boy, they're trying to depict the demise of the Trade Center, and that was the first thing in my mind. And come to realize I'm looking at law enforcement appearing out of nowhere as if they were just magical and fully weaponized and everything in full gear, and people
Wow.
pouring out of the subways and things of that nature. And I'm going, all righty then.
Yeah.
And so I remember that the biggest part about it was the trauma, the effect of that, because we were pastoring in the city at that time up in the upper Manhattan. And without being too graphic, the experience of what happened at Ground Zero there was felt all the way up and experienced all the way in those areas. The trauma continued even well after, months after, years after.
Is that because they had people working in the towers?
They had people working in towers, but individuals who weren't directly involved because of just the knowledge of that, the immense fear that penetrated our society. And we watch, even from a religious standpoint, everybody started coming together Which, hey, what a concept!
That's a
you
good
know,
one.
that was the
Yeah.
desire. You know, and I hope you don't need total utter disaster for us to get to like each other. You know, and come together.
Yeah, but unfortunately, that's usually it's the common enemy theory, you know.
Common enemy theory,
Yeah.
indeed. And then they dispersed afterwards. So, you know, unfortunately, we went a lot of training and a lot of things, and we had to learn how to deal with levels of trauma. So, fast forwarding to this particular time with Michael, just one of the most devastating things to have hit our country. And we really have not really conceptualized. The media did their job, but it's a lot worse than we even have seen in pictures and so on.
They did a. I mean, I am a critic of the media in general, but in this case, I think they did a good job, and I think the credit goes to local media, the TV stations. There was a radio station up there that was actually blown away. And the two people that Robin and my counterparts that did the morning show there,
Really? Wow.
they didn't have a station anymore, so they did their show from Facebook, and they told everybody, if you want to hear what we're doing, we're going to report on the storm, and yeah, no station. Probably still don't have a station at this moment because there's only a week. Think about it. A week ago, we had some ladies that were trying to get us to hear about an event, that a gathering of supplies that they were doing, and then they did so well because you know why? The community responded. So let's talk about what you're doing. Tell us what you're doing. It's with the Lions Club, right?
Lions Club International. I'm a member of the Ocala Lions Club. And of course, what my district position includes all the clubs that we have, but we have clubs all the way out to Pensacola, all throughout the Panhandle, things of that nature. So right now, I'm working along with the district governor and the other volunteers that are connected with Lions, that we have been collecting, getting food together, clothing together, supplies.
Is there a drive that we can bring things to?
Actually, I'm using our ministry base as a location to drop off items to there, and I'm going to be taking a truck out possibly Tuesday morning.
Wow.
And so once we get a full load, I've got some other partners because we do a food ministry here anyway, and we feed approximately 20 families a month as a ministry.
Gosh,
so it's an ongoing thing with us.
It's a theme for you, yeah.
Because the relationships that we have now, we have the ability, someone's going to give me a truckload of food and things and supplies and what have you, along with the Lions, and we're looking at the volunteers of Lions in the areas that we're going to be able to get stuff to them. Because one of the great things about Lionism is that we know the communities, we know the geography where we are, we know the community, we know the people, we know who's in the community, leaders and so on. So it's just a matter of making a connection with them and getting them out there. And then we not only want to take things to them, but we're looking to be a support to those that are already there, because this is going to be a continuing effort. I think that one of the greatest challenges in this is that people don't understand that there is a disaster cycle. And within the disaster cycle, preferably, we like to start out with disaster preparedness, and that was what I was endeavoring to do since I obtained a position, to try to get to the clubs and talk about preparedness. So there's an alertness that is going on. It's, it's almost like you take the CPR and the first aid course, and you get your little card and everything. You smile, you feel really wonderful about it, and then 3 to 6 months later, you have no clue what it is. You hope to God that nobody falls down or anything like that. Because I cheese people. I says, look, I forgot my CPR card at home. I don't remember the instructions, so please don't pass out. Kind of a thing. It's a thing where we have to continuously do things. So we like to deal with disaster preparedness, but then we come into the relief phase. And right now, we're not even in recovery yet out there. I feel as though there's at least 3 phases of the relief, because so much devastation that has taken place at that particular point. And then by the time we get to the recovery area, so we got to stage things, and we're looking at getting things over a period of time. So it's not going to one-shot thing. Now, some organizations, whether they were, what they call VOADs or different groups and churches, are going out there. Some people like to be the ones to be a part of that first stage, and they get out there and they hit it, and they drop it, and then they come back. But when you're dealing with also the human element of that, the devastation that lives are facing, because now power is starting to come back on. You have various lines of communication is starting to come back. People are starting to come back to nothing. So even in some cases, not only the house is gone, the slab is gone. They can't even find the spaces and things.
Can you believe that?
There.
It's unbelievable.
So, and you got myriads of people that are walking around with nowhere to go. Shelters are filled, everything. So there's going to be an ongoing. So you got to deal with that aspect of that. And that's what, Lions, we want to come alongside of the community, of course, with our fellow Lions, and get out there and make several trips over a period of time and going back out and see if we can't make a difference.
So talk to us, Robert and I, and the audience. We want to bring groceries. We want to bring diapers. What should we bring, and where should we bring it?
Okay, out of the International House of Prayer, Ocala, which is located at...
that's what we want to... Where is it?
1525 Northeast 22nd Avenue, here in Ocala, Florida. Of course, it's 34470. And a direct contact number for us would be 352-897-7440. Because sometimes we're not there, and we want to make sure that we can receive the things that are coming in. But the greatest needs have been toiletries. Of course, the larger things as water and things of that nature we're getting from various places and various partners. But we are taking in clothing, of course, as just stated, toiletries, Pampers, baby food, things of that nature, or something of that. The essentials, and think about anything you can think about as an essential. We're trying to pull in chainsaws and other things of that nature, and tarps and wood, but we're doing that on a larger scale because individuals can't bring enough to make that work. So we're working on that from another side. But anything
what
that
is the time? The time, the drop-off time?
Now we're looking to leave by. We're looking to deploy on Tuesday morning, so things that we'd like to have would be by Monday the latest. And by contacting our office, we can let them know the availability of being there, because I'm going to be in and out.
What is that? What is 1525? What is that building again?
It's called the International House of Prayer, Ocala.
International House of Prayer, okay.
That is actually where I'm the senior executive director or / pastor type person there. When I was younger and my son was a kid, we would go camping. The thing I always forgot was a can opener. So I wanted to add can openers to the list. Indeed.
Because if people are getting cans of food, but they don't have a can opener, they're stuck, right?
And it's amazing, it's things of that nature that seem so insignificant become very significant when you don't have it.
Yeah.
I mean, back in the day, we used to jimmy cans open when we couldn't find it. Anybody got the can opener? Somebody give me a screwdriver.
Exactly.
Kind of different things, like yuck, it's not something we wanted to do. But yeah, the devastation and what have you. Simple things like hand wipes, things like that.
So are you like in touch with the Lions Club from that area? Are they going to be who distributes it, or are you driving it up to a church? Or
well, what we're doing is we're doing multiple things. We're getting it to clubs that have clubhouses and that they have the parking space. We also want to set up staging areas where we can have what we call a volunteer reception center, so that volunteers can come together and get things structured, so that when we do drop off, they'll have the ability to disperse from there to the various churches, people in the community, and also people can come in from the communities as well.
Do you need volunteers also to man the collection site, or to do anything to go with you?
And get to go out with us, because we're looking at Lions for volunteers with different ones, drivers, people of that nature, those that can help when we get to the various areas that we do that. Because locally what will happen is that we'll pull a truck up to various partners or food banks that we have affiliation with, and they will load us.
So I think what happened with the group that was doing the same thing last week is they discovered that Friday they had some people showing up, but Saturday was their big day. They had so many people. So tomorrow might be your big day, because Saturday is the day we can do things.
Yes.
So tomorrow we want to come out to see you and bring you some bags of groceries.
Tomorrow we're going to be there tomorrow from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m.
Oh, okay. We need to know that.
Yeah,
okay,
that
10 to 1. Okay. Is that the same time on Sunday? Sunday you were in church. I mean, you have church services, right?
Absolutely. but we will be there as well.
Bring it during church.
That's absolutely
Okay, and then
I'm sure
Monday.
Jesus won't mind.
And then, and then Monday, of course, as well. And then Tuesday is the day you leave. Okay, and in addition to this on the broadcast, Robin will make sure she puts it on Facebook and shares it. Robin is the social media queen.
All right, greatly
wow.
appreciated. Absolutely. Every bit of assistance is needed and appreciated. The Lions Club has been phenomenal. We have various things, and we tackle various projects. I mean, people don't know us on that side of it, and that's one of the things why I'm excited about being a part of that, because I want to promote that into the areas and what have you.
Well, don't be a stranger. I mean, in all the things you do throughout the year, we have always had a good relationship with the Lions Club, and it was John Lovell, was he the main guy, and he passed away. So after he died, we didn't have a whole lot of representation from the Lions Club. So if you want to be the guy, just let us know. Next thing you're doing, this thing you're doing, keep us in touch. We want to be part of the community. I mean, the biggest thing we can do as a radio station is this: talk. Get it out there to the listeners, and then you know what they do? They share it too.
Yes.
So it's a wonderful community, and I always like to say that I hope we're not unique. I mean, everybody wants to be unique, right? But I'm hoping this is a country filled with Ocalas, filled with Bishop Jacksons. I'm just hoping that, and it looks like there are. It looks like there's a lot of us.
There's a phenomenal amount of people that want to do something, and that is, so admirable in this day and age where, like you stated, we were talking before the show came on with the, automation and things of that nature. Everybody's walking around with their heads into their cell phones and so on. And, you don't have to even leave your house to do anything.
Right.
You can have your groceries delivered. You can have everything you need brought to your home. So your interaction, even just starting to work at home. So interaction with other humans is starting to be reduced dramatically.
You're right.
But look at, when devastation, we sad to say that it required devastation in order for us to come together, to come out. But my thing is, we never know who we're going to need in this life or when.
That's it, yeah.
So we don't have the time to try to nitpick as to who's right, who fits, who doesn't fit. It's like, let's everybody come together. We'll work out the details at some other point, because it might not be you today, but it could be you tomorrow.
And you know what? We always say, they'll take care of it. The police will take care of it. The Coast Guard will take care of it. Well, this is a country of we the people. That doesn't mean we the people will let somebody else do it. It's the John Kennedy thing. That's not what the country can do for you. That's what you can do for the country.
But that's a powerful part about that. And one of the things that we do as an organization is and I'm talking about part of what we call Radio Cal, what the Ready Response is, where that arm of our ministry that we do the disaster relief in conjunction with the Lions Club is establishing incident command structures in various areas that will support the first responders, because even right now, things that are going on, there's so many that are going out there, but it's nice to know that you got people in staging areas, various things that are going on that they can report to and say, okay, for example, just a public information officer who just and connect with.
And the one thing they have over me anyway is training. I mean, they are well trained. So I can't do what they do. I can't do as my nephew can do. My nephew was one of the rescue people that went up there because he's well trained. He's fit. I'm almost fit. But anyway, so
I'm not touching any of that. Let's go with that.
But I can help him or them. I can send a bag of food. I can do my little part.
Sure.
So I think that's the angle most people look at it from.
But even from the logistics standpoint of working with them to help them facilitate what they do to make their job easier, so that they can come in. That's one of the things that we look to do as well.
Bishop John Jackson, you are an inspiration. I like that word right now. Thank you for what you do. Don't stay out of touch. Keep in touch. Everybody else, bring some food. Bring some can openers, at least a few. Some canned food, diapers, toiletries.
Baby items.
Yeah, and pet food. Don't forget the animals. Everybody loves their pets. Bishop John Jackson, thank you.
Thank you.
Don't be a stranger.
We appreciate you greatly.
We'll be right